Now that we've talked a little bit about browsing and views, I want to show you how you can use Relativity to investigate and search through your documents. We can search in multiple ways. We can do keyword searching, and then by using Relativity Analytics, we can expand our search to find related keywords in similar documents. For example, let's say we're defending Enron in a financial fraud case, and we just received what we expect to be the first on many document collections, a little over 74,000 records. From an investigative standpoint, one of the first things I want to do is find the documents that are going to help me build our facts of the case and learn what really happened. Now, I've got some keywords that my team has agreed are important to start with, but one of the limitations of keyword searching in a case like this is that we don't always have insight into the insider terms that will lead us to the actual fraud. Rather than just run a keyword search for a single term or spend a bunch of time trying to construct some elaborate keyword search from scratch, I can take an important word, an important keyword that we already know about, and use Relativity to build upon it. One of the keywords that we think is important in this case is the word arrangement. I'm going to cast a wide net here and look for variations within the word. You can see I get a few misspellings and typos which look like they were intended to be the word arrangement, so I'm going to copy those into my search. And now to expand on my investigation further, I'm going to use Relativity Analytics to find terms that were used in conceptually similar ways to arrangement within the data set. When we expand on the word arrangement, I see a list of words that are contextually correlated to arrangement. Considering this is a financial case, I understand how co-investment and vehicles are closely related, but some of them don't make immediate sense to me. If I'm not sure what LJM is, I can click on it to see words contextually correlated to LGM. Once I click on LJM, the terms related to it pretty much define them for us. For those of you unfamiliar with the Enron case, LJM was incorporated as a co-investment with Andrew Fastow, the CFO of Enron, along with LJM2 on the Cayman Islands, which is a known tax haven, under the guise of being a partnership with Enron. But they were actually a vehicle to write off billions of dollars of losses to make Enron look more profitable. Now that I have expanded the scope of my investigation, I can run a search for all of the terms I have uncovered. I've narrowed my universe of documents down from 74,000 records to a little over 1,800 that I can now dig into. So at a higher level, through my pivot tables, and then selecting date by month, I may want to look for any trends in the data that might exist. So looking at this graph, I can see that there's a spike in activity in June of 2000, and the activity continues across this data set. This graph is interactive, so I'll focus on June 2000, which could be the beginning of some activity. When I click on the June 2000 bar in this graph, I automatically build a query which shows up on the bottom of my screen. And if I click go, it will actually filter down these records. So now I've narrowed the list to 53 documents containing our key search terms and in the month of June 2000. We can actually scan through the subject lines to see if anything sticks out. So while I'm scanning through the subject lines, I see meeting notices, agreements, and then I come to this one that stands out to us because it's in all caps, and it seems like it's out of place. So what's Blue Dog? Let's take a closer look. And then we'll try and see if we can find anything that is relevant to this particular document. The first thing I notice is some internal communication between Enron employees about the subject of Blue Dog. What's important to note is that this email coincides with the sudden spike in data, so it's not surprising that this is the first LJM document. But this document doesn't tell us what the Blue Dog contract is.